Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solhekol, joins me now. Why are they looking to replace him? He's brought them all sorts of glory.
No, that's a very good point. Look, I don't think the final decision has been made yet on David Moyes' future. He is out of contract in the summer. West Ham are looking at potential replacements in case they decide that he will leave in the summer. Now, you're completely right. David Moyes has done a fantastic job at West Ham. When he came to the club, they were in relegation trouble. He's totally turned around their fortunes, taken them into Europe in quite a few consecutive seasons, won a European trophy as well. But I think some people at West Ham feel maybe now is the right time for a change. Maybe the style of play can be developed a little bit. You know, West Ham this season had a fantastic start to the season. They beat clubs like Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs in the first half of the season. But since the turn of the new year, I think they've only won 3 Premier League games. And some fans are unhappy with the style of play, although they respect the great job that David Moyes has done. So if the final decision has been made to dispense with David Moyes, I think he will leave with everyone's best wishes because he has done a fantastic job.
He has indeed. Feels like he's a victim of his own success.
That's a great way of putting it, actually.
OK, so if he does go, who's in the running?
Well, we've been talking about, you know, the usual kind of suspects. Ruben Amorim, who you've just been discussing. Now, there were pictures supposedly showing him flying to London yesterday, and it was reported that he was going to have talks with West Ham. The situation, as far as he's concerned, is I was told today by somebody that he would be incredibly naive or incredibly arrogant if he was to take the West Ham job. Because if you look at it, Sporting at the moment are top of the table. They're going for the Portuguese double. So he would be moving from a title-winning side to West Ham. Now, there's a big job to do at West Ham. Also, his style of play, I don't think really suits the kind of players that West Ham have in their squad at the moment. So it would be a big job for him. It would take a lot of time. He would need to reshape the squad. Also, he's supposed to have this €15 million release clause in his contract. I find it quite difficult to see West Ham paying that kind of money to get a manager. But he's one of the names in the frame. Other names we've talked about before, Julian Lopetegui, Graham Potter is available. Paulo Fonseca, who's done such a great job at Lille, I think he's a free agent as well in the summer. We are going to see a lot of managers changing clubs this summer because so many managers potentially are available and so many big jobs are available as well. And of course, if West Ham do decide that the time is right for David Moyes to leave, they have been making contingency plans and obviously preparing for his departure if he goes.
What's the feeling, Kaveh? What's the gut feeling? Do we think he'll go, or do they want to go, well, hang on, you know, we're champions of Europe, we know who we are. That's what the West Ham fans sing. So do they not want to hang on to him?
Look, I think they're in two minds. You know, if you speak to West Ham supporters as well, a lot of them will tell you, yes, we really are grateful to David Moyes for what he's done, how he's transformed the club. It was beyond our wildest dreams to keep qualifying for Europe, to win a European trophy as well. That was one of the greatest nights of our lives. So he will always go down as the first West Ham manager to win a major trophy since 1980, the first West Ham manager to win a European trophy since 1965. But we've seen football develops the whole time. You know, people want change, people want a new style of play, people want to be energised and excited by the kind of football they're watching. And I'm not saying they don't get that from David Moyes because, by gosh, they do get a lot of that from David Moyes. But clubs sometimes decide that the time is right to move on. And if West Ham do move on, make no mistake, David Moyes is going to be back. Because anybody who looks at his CV looks at the fantastic job he's done, not just at West Ham, but at clubs like Everton as well. When we talk about big jobs potentially becoming available this summer, if he wants to jump straight back in, if he leaves West Ham, I think he will have lots of offers.
Kaveh Solhekol, our chief reporter, thank you very much for that.